Chapter 690. Chong. These words were unpleasant to hear, but Queen Mother of the West didn't care at all. The handsome man behind her stared at Chong. As long as Queen Mother of the West gave the order, the man behind her would definitely attack Chong. Queen Mother of the West, do you think you can stop me from descending just because you broke through? Your thinking is too simple. We're the people of the Dark Knight. Jade Lake Sect is looking for trouble with me. Why aren't you guys coming out? Don't tell me you guys can't deal with a woman with more than 10 people. Chong, he roared. Suddenly, 11 people appeared behind her. No matter how one looked at it, these 11 people were incompatible with the atmosphere in the heavenly court. Queen Mother of the West, give me, old son, some face. Big sister, just want to go down to the lower realm to play. If you want to go down too, you can go down too. Why don't you go down and not let others go down? Your behavior is really annoying. Sun Wukong said with a smile. However, Queen Mother of the West didn't seem to hear a single word he said. Monkey, we haven't seen each other for tens of thousands of years. I see that you have already broken through the 12th celestial layer. Let's have a match. Queen Mother of the West didn't say anything, but the handsome man behind her said loudly, Emperor Jun, do you know what I hate the most about you? Firstly, you didn't get shot to death by Wu Gang back then. Secondly, you are actually the pretty boy of Queen Mother of the West. This is fucking disgusting. Just as Sun Wukong said the last word, the handsome man attacked Sun Wukong. That's right, this handsome man was the sun god Emperor Jun. He was the only great emperor born from the sun essence left by Wu Gang back then. He didn't make any movements for tens of thousands of years. Who would have thought that he had already broken through the 12th celestial layer and reached the quasi-sage realm? Queen Mother of the West, call the people of your Jade Lake Sect over. Don't say that Queen Mother of the West is bullying you with numbers. Bull Demon King said loudly. That's right. How could the big brother of the monkey, Bull Demon King, not be among the 12 people of the Dark Knight Army? Bull Demon King, there are some things that you shouldn't get involved in. Sometimes, you might even lose your life. Queen Mother of the West looked at Bull Demon King and said with a smile. That year, Hong Jun ancestor sealed all of us when the demon race ran amok. This time, we can finally get our revenge, and you said that we shouldn't get involved in this matter. Bull Demon King directly attacked Queen Mother of the West. Stupid cow, you're no match for him. You guys take these things to the lower realm and hand them over to the God King. I'll test out Sister Queen Mother's moves. As she spoke, Chani flicked her sleeve and stopped the Bull Demon King. Then she waved her hand, and the Queen Mother and Chong entered another dimension. To the eye of the eye, teat of this. Will, it is ink. The heaven realm was fighting fiercely. The mortal realm was also fighting. Above the void, a group of people were fighting without any fancy moves. Little bad. Where did the magic weapons in the hands of the demon soldiers come from? Hurry up and think of a way. Otherwise, our vanguard will be destroyed by them. Ao Feng looked at the million Wuxiu who rushed to the front and fought with the demon soldiers. The vanguard of the demon soldiers were all holding magic weapons. Suddenly, the human Wuxiu was at a disadvantage. That's what Randang got from the Ninth Heaven Mansion. I didn't expect it to be so powerful. Guopai shook his head and said, Kong Fei, take 10,000 Wuxiu to the front to support. I want to see if my improved laser gun is more powerful than the magic weapons of the demon race. Guopai narrowed his eyes and said, Ahem, fourth brother, you let Kong Fei use a laser gun to fight against the magic weapons. You're really talented. Liao coughed hard and said, Kong Fei did not hesitate at all. Leading 10,000 cultivators behind him who were holding special laser guns, he rushed to the front. The improved modern weapons were equipped with Wuxiu. In a moment, the situation of the battle was reversed. Even Guopai didn't expect the laser gun to be so useful. It knocked down a group of demon disciples in the front row in just one move. I didn't expect the Divine Emperor to use such a thing. It seems that I have underestimated the Divine Emperor's means. Freedom Buddha, let the Buddhas go. It's time to let the Divine Emperor know what a terrible force he is facing this time. Randang said with a smile. A monk beside him nodded. Then, a group of Buddhas rushed to Kong Fei and the others. The laser gun seemed to be useless against the Buddhas. The laser gun, which could be easily killed by the Buddhas at the peak of the fasting period, only left a light mark on the Buddhas. Retreat. Retreat for 300 miles. Kong Fei saw his brothers fall down one by one and shouted to the crowd. Then the army collapsed. Because of the Buddhas, the human tribe was defeated in the first battle. Retreat. Guopai looked into the distance and saw the golden bodies of the Buddhas. Guopai shook his head and said, he felt that something was wrong this time. It turned out that they were from the Buddhism sect. As Guopai said these two words, millions of wuxiu flew back to the human tribe. The 100,000 Buddhas didn't chase after them. The morale of the human tribe was seriously damaged in the first battle. The vanguard troops were the elites of wuxiu. They didn't expect to end up like this. The other wuxiu were a little worried. Come back. Don't chase a cornered enemy. Seeing the human tribe fleeing, Daipamkara shouted to the demon disciples at the front. The demon disciples all retreated. Godly Emperor, what I said last time still counts. If you want to share the 3 realms with me, I will still accept your alliance. Daipamkara looked at Guopai from 10,000 miles away and said loudly, a group of losers. I didn't expect them to be so arrogant now. Godly Emperor, the Dark Knight army is late. Bull Demon King descended from the sky and bowed deeply to Guopai. Daipamkara smiled and shook his head. He had helpers, but so did the Godly Emperor. This was within his expectations, but also beyond his expectations. Haha, Bull Demon King, I divined that you would come. Where's little E? Where's great sage Sun? Guopai looked at the 10 people descending from the sky and asked with a smile. That woman, Queen Mother, broke through. Big Sister fought with her in the heavenly court. My brother fought with Emperor June. But according to his strength, my brother will be here soon. Bull Demon King said with a smile. Before his voice died away, a golden light appeared in the sky. Next, Sun Wukong appeared in front of everyone. Great Sage, how have you been? Guopai said with a smile. Haha, Godly Emperor, your great sage is too much for this old Sunday. I didn't expect the little guy from the Chen's village to be the reincarnation of the Godly Emperor. Haha, wonderful, truly wonderful. Sun Wukong laughed and said, Daipamkara, your identity also surprised me. Umipa, monkey, we meet again. Daipamkara said with a smile. Back then, when I killed Dream Demon with one strike, I felt that something was amiss. I didn't expect Daipamkara Buddha to be a demon lord. Sun Wukong said with a smile, I didn't kill your son last time. He might not be so lucky this time. After 2 hours, we will see who wins and who loses. Chapter 691. After saying that, Dipankara waved his hand and set up some kind of formation in the camp of the demons. No one, including Guopai, could see the situation of the demons clearly. I didn't expect that Dipankara Buddha was the demon venerable. Your Excellency, what happened in the last battle between you and the demon venerable in your last life? Why did the demon venerable become a Buddha now? Sun Wukong asked in confusion. Guopai shook his head and said, the grudges of our 17 lives. I was a Buddha for 10 lives and a godly emperor for 7 lives. In this life, I am the godly emperor again. The demon venerable was a demon for the first 17 lives. Back then, the demon venerable was forced to the western heaven by me. When I caught up with him, I only found Dipankara Buddha. Dipankara told me that the demon venerable was redeemed by him and that he was destined to be a Buddha. I didn't say anything. No matter whether he took over Dipankara's body or Dipankara turned into the demon venerable, it's all the same now. The Buddha's heart has become the demon's heart. This catastrophe is unavoidable. Let's think about what we should do next. Shui Yunzi stepped forward and said softly. Everyone nodded. These are the things that Big Sister asked us to give you. With these things, the scales of victory will tilt to our side again. Bull Demon King said with a smile as he threw a gourd to Guopai. Haha, Xiao Yi is really generous. The demons have magic weapons, but only the vanguard is equipped with magic weapons. Now, I have so many good things that I can equip the whole army of the human tribe. After 2 hours, I want to see what the demon venerable will do. Guopai said and took out all the magic weapons. Nearly 100 million magic weapons appeared in the human world together. The 9 wrath of heavenly thunder sounded in the sky. Noisy. When the demons took out their magic weapons, I didn't see the 9 wrath of heavenly thunder. If you have the guts, strike me. I will take your source of thunder. Let's see if the heavenly thunder will appear again when Wu Xiao ascends to the heaven realm. Guopai looked at the heavenly thunder in the sky and roared. The heavenly thunder seemed to have heard Guopai's words and disappeared without a trace. In less than a minute, the magic weapons that Chang Yi brought to the human world for Guopao were all distributed to the martial cultivators. Immediately, the morale of the human race's camp rose. Father, was the person who just descended from the heavens the Dark Knight army? I didn't expect the God Emperor to actually bring them down from the heavenly realm, Dream Demon said softly. The memory of his battle with Monkey Sun was still fresh in his mind. There's still an hour, Burning Lamp said expressionlessly. Go ahead and fight. Damn human rules. If there were no human rules, dealing with this group of martial artists who relied on pills to level up would be easier than killing ants. But everyone could hear that the Demon King was a little angry. Half an hour later, with the support of powerful medicinal pills, the injured human martial practitioners had almost recovered. On the side of demons, there was Medicine Demon Suyu, a top-notch medicine poem. Some of the severely injured demon soldiers had also recovered. Both sides knew that if they were to fight again, it would not be such a small loss. 2 hours were up. Burning Lamp waved his hand again. This time, there were many demon soldiers at the front. Instead, there was a black mass of ancient demon bugs. Demon Flower stood on top of the ancient demon bugs, flying toward the human camp. She looked emotionlessly at what was happening. It's the ancient demon bugs again. This Demon Flower clearly knows that I have the true Samadhi fire. These demon bugs have no effect on me. Why are they still using them? Guopao looked at the demon bugs that were slowly moving towards him. He could not figure out the reason. God Kings, bring along the true Samadhi fire. Go and take a look at the difference between this demonic bug and the previous one. Guopao said softly. The 9 God Kings rose into the air and flew towards the demonic bug. Then, Guopai and the others saw the true Samadhi fire in the hands of the God Kings devour the demon bugs. The morale of the human camp increased. After a few seconds, Guopai shouted, "Not good. True Samadhi fire, take it back." As Guopai's voice faded, the true Samadhi fire that was given to the 9 God Kings returned to Guopai's hands. The 9 God Kings did not have the true Samadhi fire, so they could only return to the human camp. Emperor God, what happened? Why did you take back the true Samadhi fire? The fire just now was so satisfying. Goku could not help but ask. Just now, we burned almost 10 million demon bugs. I can feel that after burning 1 million demon bugs, a blood-red demon bug will appear. If I'm not wrong, this demon bug has already undergone a transformation. It has an even more heaven-defying ability. It is immune to fire. If we continue to burn, more of these ancient demon bugs will appear. Imagine the disaster it will bring to the human race. This demon flower is really good, Guopai said softly. Everyone's eyes widened. Emperor God, we can't use the true Samadhi fire. What should we do now? The demon bugs reproduce very quickly. Now, there are already demon bugs that are immune to fire. I estimate that in a few days, these demon bugs will be able to form a large scale. Goku said with a hint of nervousness. Divine Sense Attack. All Wuxio in the Gold Core realm, listen to my order. Everyone split a trace of Divine Sense and attack the demon bugs flying over with all their strength. Leave none alive, Guopao said loudly. Emohua, who had just put away the red demon bug, suddenly had a gloomy expression on her face. Demon Flower, come back quickly. If you are hit by the Divine Sense Attack, I can't save you. Dipankarus said, with a wave of his hand. A powerful force covered Demon Flower. Then, she returned to the Devil Race camp from the pile of ancient demon bugs. After a moment, the demon bugs that were originally standing on Demon Flower's position all fell from the void. Tens of millions of Wuxio and Xian Beast divine sense attack directly slaughtered the black mass of ancient demon bugs. Today, you killed hundreds of millions of my demon bugs. In the future, I will definitely get back at you. Demon Flower looked at the hundreds of millions of demon bugs being killed by the divine sense and couldn't help but roar. Some dirty tricks. There is no need to wait until the future. If you have the ability, then get back at me today. Haha, Demon Flower, do you still recognize me? I'm your Grandpa Bull. Demon Bull King roared at Imohua. Imohua's face instantly turned gloomy. In her previous life, Demon Bull King's invincible bull lice had caused her and her demon insects to suffer greatly. Although Demon Bull King had been tricked by her several times, but if it was a one-on-one battle, she wouldn't be his opponent. Ba, you were just an old Neo with a little more strength. I didn't expect you to be so arrogant now. Bull Demon King, do you still recognize who I am? As soon as Bull Demon King's voice fell, a monk beside Dipamkara stood up and looked at Bull Demon King and said loudly, Eastern Unmovable Buddha, I didn't expect that the demon-slaying Buddha of the past has now become a lackey under the Demon Lord. Isn't it a little sad? This is the human world. If we really fight, Old Nyo may not be your opponent. Chapter 692. Kill. Just as they were bickering, the word kill rang in their ears. Then, over 100 million demon soldiers rushed toward the human clan. Wuxio of the human clan, listen up. Show me everything you've learned over the years. Kill the demon soldiers with all your strength. Guopai also roared. Hundreds of Wuxio of the human clan formed a formation and rushed toward the demon soldiers. Wuxio of the human clan and the Xian beasts were equipped with Dharma treasures and weapons. Except for the group of Buddhism sect people, they were not at a disadvantage against the demon soldiers. Buddha's light illuminates all. Seeing the demon soldiers retreating, Dipamkara was not nervous. Instead, he whispered to the void. Then, the demon soldiers who were suppressed suddenly surged. In an instant, Wuxio of the human clan suffered countless casualties. Dipamkara, your opponent is me. How can a group of demons deserve Buddha's light illuminates all? What a joke. Guopai said. Suddenly, a big hand appeared in the sky and directly blocked the devil weapon. Immediately, the imposing aura of the devil weapon fell down. The 5 devil sons, 8 great devil generals, and 3 Buddha opened their eyes wide. Under the rules of the human world, how could a god emperor have such power? How could the devil race win this war between humans and devils? Boundless Dharma, said the demon venerable while looking at the gigantic hand in the sky. Then, he directly shattered the gigantic hand in the sky. Then, the demon venerable released a strong pressure towards the human camp. The demon venerable suddenly became excited. A godly emperor was strong, but the demon venerable was even stronger than a godly emperor. If this battle continued, the demon venerable would definitely win. Real body of the immortal emperor. Guopai smiled. His nascent soul flew out of his body. Then it became 10,000 times bigger and appeared in the human clan's camp. All the demon soldiers within 100 miles of the nascent soul turned into a pool of blood. Immortal Emperor, do you really want to fight like this? Dipamkara's face darkened as he asked Guopai loudly. Dipamkara, I have been a Buddha for 10 lifetimes. The Buddha said that there is no one that cannot be redeemed. The demon clan is also a human to me. I don't want to see this battle between the 2 clans. Remove your pressure. I think we should talk, Guopai said with a smile. Dipamkara nodded. Guopai's nascent soul returned to his body. Retreat. Dipamkara shouted. Guopai of the human clan's army. Guopai and Dipamkara. Guopao looked at Burning Lamp and said, We have already fought for 17 lifetimes. I don't know how long it has been. Every time there is an apocalyptic war, there will always be a calamity. Actually, to you and me, such a victory is not considered a victory. You don't have to talk to me in such a high and mighty manner, Burning Lamp said loudly. You are always the winner. That's why you say that. Isn't all of this caused by a godly king like you? If you're the winner this time, you will know what I mean. Guopai shook his head and said, You don't want to lose billions of demon soldiers. I don't want to lose Wu Xiao of the human clan either. How about this? Let's have a best out of 9 battle. If you win, I will take Wu Xiao of the human clan to 9 skies, purgatory, and never interfere with the affairs of the human world again. If you lose, you should know what to do. Haha, you are indeed the Buddha of the 10 lifetimes. You have the heart of a bodhisattva. This time, I want to see what kind of expert the human clan can find to win this best out of 9 battle. Dipankara said loudly, "You don't have to worry about this. If you agree, let's start in 2 hours. The 9 battles will start at the same time. 1 day is enough to determine the winner." Guopai said softly. The demon master nodded. The illusion appeared again. The demon clan disappeared in front of everyone again. "My lord, in the next 9 battles, I am willing to be the vanguard and win for the immortal emperor." A immortal king stood up and said loudly. Then, the other 8 immortal emperors also expressed their willingness to fight. The 9 battles this time will be a battle of life and death. If you die in the human world, even if I go back to the 33 skies, I will not be able to save you, Guopai said softly. 5 out of 9 battles. You can't lose. Little bad, you choose someone. You have lived for so long. You don't know how many battles of life and death you have experienced. If you die in the human world, it will be because we are not as good as others. We will not blame you, Shui Yunzi said with a smile. Immortal kings, you are indeed strong. However, it is better for us to fight. In the arena, one's strength is only a small part of winning. The 9 immortal kings naturally understood Shui Yunzi's words. If they were outside the 33 skies, their strength would be comparable to sages. However, in the human world, they were unable to display their full strength. Most importantly, although they were immortal kings, they did not have their immortal king true bodies. There were some things that Guopai knew, and they knew, but others did not. Uncle Shui, Uncle Ao, the 2 of you must win the first 2 battles for the human race. Guopai looked at everyone and said. Everyone knew Shui Yunzi and Ao Feng's strength. Although they had not fought with the 2, Li Qiu and the other human experts knew that these 2 old men were definitely experts in killing people to establish their prestige. Great Sage, Brother Ox, Brother Wu Gang, you 3 choose to fight. The others of the Dark Knight can take a rest first. Guopai continued. Sun Wukong nodded with a smile. Ox Demon King looked at the direction of the demon race and also nodded. Sun Wukong had broken through to the 12th heavenly layer after finding his natal stone. He was slightly stronger than Ox Demon King, the great sage who pacifies the heavens. However, Ox Demon King's strength was more than enough to deal with the 5 sons of the demon venerable or the 8 great demon generals. Even if he encountered the 3 Buddhas, he still had a chance to win. Wu Gang's strength was on par with Ox Demon King. After choosing 4 people, Guopai looked at the others. This was a bit troublesome. Although the human experts were strong and had a 50% chance of winning against the 8 great demon generals, their chances of winning against the 5 sons of the demon venerable and Ming Su were only 40%. Against the 3 Buddhas, their chances of winning were only 30%. This was a bit difficult for Guopai. Brother Bad Guy, count me in. Compared to Uncle Li and Uncle Qiu, I have a way to deal with the 5 sons of the demon generals. Yuer stood up and said. Guopai nodded. If Xiao Yi was here, then it wouldn't be a problem for her to win. If Xiao Yi wasn't here, then Yuer should have something that Xiao Yi had given her as a trump card. He hoped that Yuer would be able to win the next battle. Uncle Li, Uncle Qiu, this is a battle of life and death. If you can't win, then you 2 should have some means to protect yourselves. Guopai said with a smile. Brother Bad Guy, Xiao Yun is willing to fight. Just when Guopai was about to choose a person, a girl stood up and said loudly. Everyone's gaze fell on this girl. That's right, let this girl participate. We fought yesterday. Good and evil will be repaid. It's really powerful. Sun Wukong said with a smile. Guopai nodded. Bad father, leave the last battle to me. Just when everyone was guessing who would be chosen for the last battle, a child's voice sounded. It was Guobuyu, Guopai's youngest son. Cough, cough. Buyu, this time it's not a joke. You were wanted to stop Buyu, but Guopai's eyes lit up. Haha, little Buyu, I didn't do a good job as a father. I didn't discipline you well. I'll choose you for the last battle. Chapter 693. Guopai chose Guobuyu. Tang Shi and the other girls wanted to say something, but they were stopped by Yuer. If Guopai chose Guobuyu, he must have seen something that the others could not. Little Buyu smiled and nodded. Everyone was shocked at first. Then, the masters of the masters laughed. Wu Gang's smile was the brightest. 9 people from the human camp were chosen. The demons also began to choose their candidates. Limitless Buddha, Akalanatha Buddha, Amagasiti Buddha, you 3 must fight. Otherwise, it is impossible to win 5 out of 9 rounds, Randang said as he looked at everyone. The 3 Buddhas smiled and nodded. Since they had already sided with the demons, they naturally had to do something for them. The humans will definitely send Sun Wukong, Bull Demon King, or the Dark Knight Army. Mo Hua, Ming Su, you 2 will fight. Mo Hua and Ming Su softly said. The latter nodded. Meng Yu, the 2 of you will participate in this battle. This battle is no small matter. As long as you enter the battlefield, you have to give it your all. Meng, when you see your opponent, immediately pull him into the dreamland. Meng Yu, pull your opponent into the city of desire. Even if you can't win, you can at least tie. Ming Yu, you fight. Randang looked at the black crowd and could not help but shake his head. At first, Randang did not think much about it. However, the people who would fight gave him a headache. He had 4 sons and 1 daughter. Only Dream Demon and Desire Demon had some tricks up their sleeves. Blood Demon, Poison Demon, and Medicine Demon could not survive such a big fight. The 8 demon generals were weaker than the human masters. The more Randang thought about it, the more he felt that he had fallen into Guopai's trap. Just as Randang was choosing the last person, a child's voice sounded in his ear. My lord, Ming Xian is willing to fight. I guarantee he will not lose. Ming Xian, Randang looked at the kid who had just spoken. A demon general beside the kid gently pulled Ming Xian. Ming Xian was not afraid at all. He even took a step forward. Haha, good. Let Ming Xian fight. I believe he can win 1 round for the demons, Randang said with a smile. A few demon generals wanted to say something, but when they saw the Demon King's expression, they did not say anything. You guys go prepare. Ming Xian, come with me. After Burning Lamp said that, he walked into a space crack. Ming Sha, who is that Ming Xian? Why didn't I notice this little fellow by your side before? Watching Daipamkara leave, the demon generals looked at Ming Sha, who was ranked 3rd among the demon generals, and asked softly. We were sealed together in the formation. When Mo Hua rescued us, Ming Xian was in the formation that I was in. I didn't notice this kid until we came out. Only then did I know that he was already at the peak of the gold core stage under the rules of the human world. Before I had time to figure out other things, the war had already begun. However, I know a little about his strength from the recent battles with the martial practitioners of the human world. Compared to you, Ming Luo, he can only be stronger, Ming Sha said with a smile. In the space crack, Burning Lamp looked at Ming Xian in front of him. Both of them did not speak. After about 3 minutes, they laughed. Ancestor Hun Kuan, how have you been? Burning Lamp said with a smile. I didn't expect Ancestor Hun Kuan to come here. If Buddha Daipamkara doesn't need me, I will leave. Ming Xian said with a smile. Tell me what you want. If I have it, I will cooperate with Ancestor Hun Kuan. If not, I know I can't afford to use a fighter like Ancestor Hun Kuan, the Demon King said with a smile. Haha, straightforward. I know Buddha Daipamkara is looking for trouble with the Divine Emperor in this life because of the grudge of the 17th life. I will help Buddha Daipamkara win a battle. No matter how many rounds the demons win, I want a desperate place outside the 33 heavens. Ming Xian said with a smile. Then I will thank Ancestor Han Kuan first. If the demons win, you can take any place outside the 33 heavens as long as Ancestor Han Kuan needs it, Burning Lamp said with a smile. Who was Han Kuan? He was the disciple of the Genesis primordial spirit. If not for the fact that Burning Lamp had entered reincarnation more times than Han Kuan, he might not even be as good as Han Kuan's two most famous disciples. Who were his disciples? The eldest disciple was Buddha Gautama, and the second disciple was Patriarch Bodhi. How strong was ancestor Han Kuan? Of course, the demons knew that Ming Xian was only one of ancestor Han Kuan's billions of avatars. After reaching an agreement with ancestor Han Kuan, Burning Lamp and Han Kuan walked out of the space crack together. It was less than half an hour before the battle. The group looked at Burning Lamp, who laughed. The three Buddhas could win 3 rounds. Ming Xian and Mo Hua could win 1 round, and Ming Su and the others could win 1 round together. Burning Lamp was sure to win this battle. After half an hour, the demon's camp appeared in front of everyone again. Burning Lamp walked out of the camp, and Guo Pai went to greet him. God King, there are 9 arenas, Burning Lamp said with a smile. Each of us will take 4. We will work together to build the last one. That shouldn't be too much of a request. Why are you being so polite, Burning Lamp Buddha? Guo Pai said with a smile. I'll put in more effort and make 5. I'll leave the remaining 4 to you. Haha, it's been so many years, but God King's temper hasn't changed at all. Do you think I'm still the old Demon King? No one can make 4. We'll do the last one together. Whether or not we can take advantage of the last arena depends on whether or not you have the ability to do so. After Dipankara spoke, his real body became 10,000 times bigger. He tore out 4 space battlefields from space. He used the space cracks as battlefields. A few human elites looked at each other. This Dipankara Buddha's skills were not ordinary. Burning Lamp, you are a Buddha, but your space battlefields contain dark power. That doesn't make sense, Guo Pai said. They were both space battlefields, but Burning Lamp's battlefields were 2 extremes. God King, stop talking crap. Let's go to the last battleground together. If you can make the last battleground the same as before, Burning Lamp will not say anything. After Burning Lamp said that, his giant hand tore a corner of space that was perfectly fine. Burning Lamp Buddha, you are good. If you can make a corner, then leave the rest to me. After that, Guo Pai's giant will appear in the arena. God King, you sure know how to pick up a ready-made opportunity. God King's breath, you sure are willing to part with it. If the arena is like this, then we can just give up on it. After Burning Lamp said that, a black smoke rushed into the space. Immediately, more than half of the arena in the space was enveloped in the black smoke. Amazing, really amazing. Little Bad and Burning Lamp's strength has exceeded the strength of a golden immortal. The rules of the human world don't dare to deal with them. No wonder they want to make this competition of best of 9. If the 2 of them continue fighting, this small earth won't be enough for them. Shui Yunzi shook his head and said, when the black smoke and the God King's breath each occupied half of the arena, Burning Lamp said loudly, half each. That's fair. Does the God King still want to argue? So be it. Chapter 694. After the 9 space arenas were set up, Burning Lamp and Guo Pai returned to their camps. 9 people stood behind Guo Pai and Burning Lamp. God King, let's not play any tricks, Burning Lamp said loudly. Let's rank the people in this fight. Then, the 9 arenas will start at the same time. Whoever wins 5 arenas first will be the winner. Guo Pai looked at the 9 people behind Burning Lamp. There were 3 Buddhas, 2 demon generals, Demon Flower, the demon genius, Ming Su, the Demon King's 2 sons, and a boy not much older than Guo Pai. The last boy shocked Guo Pai. Who was he? When Guo Pai looked at Ming Xian, Burning Lamp's eyes were fixed on Guo Pai's youngest son, Guo Buyu. He knew the other 8 people, but he could not see through Guo Buyu. Let's start. It looks like the winner of today's fight will be between Buyu and that little demon. Guo Pai said softly. 9 illusory numbers appeared in his hand. He threw them into the sky. Burning Lamp also threw 9 illusory numbers into the sky at the same time. Shui Yunzi against Meng Mo. Ao Feng against Mingyu. Sun Wukong against Ming Su. Wu Gang against Mo Hua. Yuer against Dongfeng Motionless Buddha. Li Shixin against Lustful Demon. Qiu Daoyuan against Zai Buddha. Xiao Yun against Amaga City. Guo Buyu against Ming Xian. When the list of matches was listed, the group of people widened their eyes. Guo Pao and Randing shook their heads. Both sides seemed to have used the principle of Tianji's horse racing in the arrangement of troops. Other than Yuer against Dongfang Motionless Buddha and Guo Buyu against Ming Xian, the results of the other matches seemed to have been decided. Yuer, if you can beat that big monk, we will win this fight for sure. Guo Pai looked at Yuer and smiled. If it were anyone else, I would be confident. But against 3 Buddhas, I don't have the confidence to win, Yuer said softly. Safety first. Besides, Uncle Ao, the great sage, and Wu Gang will definitely win. Don't feel pressured. If you can't beat them, just admit defeat. Guo Pai smiled as he looked at Guo Buyu. He's an old friend. Ha, Dad, you don't have to worry about me. Guo Buyu said with a smile. Guo Pao nodded. The 9 of them went into the ring according to Guo Pao's ring and Ronding's ring. All 18 of them went into the ring. Let's begin, Burning Lamp said loudly. This is a life-and-death battle in the arena. Good luck. If you can't do it, just admit defeat. In a battle like this, it's not shameful to admit defeat. The key is to stay alive. Guo Pai said to the 9 fighting rings at the same time. Clearly, this sentence was not directed at the human race, but also a warning to the demons. Let's begin, the 2 of them said at the same time. Then, the space arenas disappeared into the void. The humans and demons looked at Guo Pao and Burning Lamp. The 2 of them rose into the void and sat down cross-legged. Then, the 2 of them entered a meditative state. Brother Yao, how many rounds do you think we can win this time? I feel that aside from Little Buyu, everyone else can win, Jia Yuan said softly. Brother Yuan, you are too useless. Little Buyu will definitely not lose. If he loses, Grandpa Li and Grandpa Qiu will probably be in danger. Sister Xiao Yin probably won't be able to win against that big monk. Nangong Lingmao whispered, Little girl, you haven't seen how powerful Master Li and Master Qiu are. We rushed to the front at the beginning of the battle. At that time, Master Qiu was not at a disadvantage when facing that demon general called Mingyu. Master Li and Master Qiu can't lose, Jia Yuan said loudly. Boy, that little girl has better eyesight than you. Old Li and Old Qiu are in danger, especially Old Qiu. Even I may not be a match for that big monk. As for Xiao Yun, she is most likely not a match for Amaga City. If Wu Gang is not careful, he may be defeated by that woman. The one who spoke was none other than the great sage who pacifies heaven, the Bull Demon King. Anyway, I feel that my master will not lose. My master was the famous demon slayer Taoist. Jia Yuan muttered softly, but you, Bull Demon King, are afraid of your wife. Back then, you were beaten by the great sage until you showed your true form. You can't beat others, but my master may not lose. Cough, cough, cough. Since when was I afraid of my wife? Since when was I beaten back to my original form by a monkey? Bull Demon King looked at Jia Yuan and said loudly, What do you know? If it wasn't for this daddy's invincible bull louse, the eternal demon bug would have turned the 3 realms upside down. I don't believe you. Anyway, we have watched Journey to the West countless times since we were young. You don't need to explain. Jia Yuan curled his lips and said. Bull Demon King looked at this troublemaker in front of him. He couldn't win against him in a fight or an argument. He might as well just wait for them to come out of the arena. Time passed by slowly. At the beginning, there were still sounds of discussion. After about half an hour, no one came out of the arena. The human and demon camps suddenly quieted down. The 18 people who entered the arena were undoubtedly experts among experts. After half an hour, no one came out. This made the crowd even more expectant. Boss Bull, 9 rounds. Why hasn't anyone come out? Jia Yuan couldn't help but ask softly. In terms of strength, the battle between your master and the lustful demons should have ended. Also, that girl called Xiao Yin. She couldn't have been killed by that stinky monk, right? That can't be right. If she was killed, the monk should have come out by now. What the hell is the demon sovereign doing? Bull Demon King shook his head and said, Bang! Just as Bull Demon King's voice faded away, a huge hole appeared in the 8th arena. Amaga City walked out of the hole step by step. Both the demons and humans focused their attention on this monk at the same time. Mother Kerr, that stinky monk came out. Where is Xiao Yun? Don't tell me she was killed by that monk. Jia Yuan couldn't help but curse when he saw Amaga City walk out. The God King made a mistake this time. A descendant of Maiden Yua has fallen, just like that. If Maiden Yua finds out about this, she'll probably come after you, God King, once you're outside the 33rd heaven. The Bull Demon King shook his head. Boss Nyo, it's also possible that elder sister Xiao Yun won. This big monk might have been beaten out of the arena by elder sister Xiao Yun, Nangong Lingma whispered. Cough, cough, little girl, you really dare to dream. Although Amaga City's strength is one of the weakest among the Buddhas of the Western Paradise, his strength is definitely not something that girl can deal with. Bull Demon King said softly. After the battle, let's see if the godly emperor has a way to retrieve Xiao Yun's soul. If her soul is still there, the godly emperor might have a way to revive her. Bull Demon King still wanted to say something, but he saw another figure walk out of the hole in the 8th arena. Old Nyo's eyes widened like 2 goose eggs. He couldn't help but shake his head. Who was this Xiao Yun who came out of the hole? I didn't disappoint the mission. I was lucky enough to defeat Master Amaga City. Xiao Yun said with a smile. Although her voice wasn't loud, it was like a thunder that exploded in the crowd. This is impossible. How could you defeat Amaga City? A few demon generals who didn't participate in the battle shouted loudly. Even if they joined forces against Amaga City, they might not win. How could a little girl defeat a Buddha? We fought 3 rounds in the arena. In terms of Dharma, I didn't lose. In terms of chess, Master Amaga City didn't win. In the final battle, I knocked him out of the arena. Do you think I won in the end? Xiao Yun said with a smile. I really didn't expect Lady Nyuwa to participate in the battle between the 2 races. This time, the demon race has no complaints about losing. Randang stood up and said with a smile, this is only the first round. Perhaps we will have a surprise on our side. Chapter 695. Xiao Yun returned to the human camp. When she passed by Guopai, Guopai smiled and nodded at her. It turned out that it wasn't a coincidence that he had obtained the good and evil steel back then. If Nyuwa wanted to join, then so be it. She just wanted to get a share of the good stuff. Xiao Yun said it lightly just now. Actually, the battle with Amaga City was very shocking, especially the last battle. Amaga City's true body had already appeared in the space arena. However, Xiao Yun had comprehended the final good and evil retribution in the good and evil steel at the critical moment of life and death. She had found the evil intention of Amaga City before his 3 lives and 3 worlds. Bang! Another loud sound attracted everyone's attention to the arena in the void. In the 4th arena, Wu Gang walked out with his big axe. The clothes on his upper body had disappeared, and there was no trace of joy on his face. Indeed, Wu Gang didn't seem to have anything to be happy about because he had lost to Mo Hua. This woman has been sealed for more than 100,000 years. I didn't expect her strength to improve so much. Wu Gang walked back to the human camp while cursing. Seeing Guo Pai smiling at him, Wu Gang shook his head helplessly. Wu Gang, how was it? It wasn't easy to win. Even old Neo might not be able to resist that woman's million demon bug avatar back then. Bull Demon King walked to Wu Gang and whispered, Win my ass. I lost. I didn't expect that woman to have comprehended the 10 million demonic insect clones. She is more than 10 times stronger than she was back then. Old cow, you didn't see it. 10 million demonic insects surrounded you. They were so seductive. I'm a man. Even a man couldn't stop them. Being able to keep my life this time is already not bad, Wu Gang said, shaking his head. Shameful, Jia Yuan said. Isn't it just a bunch of naked women? Think about it. I gave you a notebook a few days ago. I didn't expect you to be unable to resist such temptation. I think you're the #1 warrior of the heavenly court, Lord Wu Gang, in name only. Cough, cough. Kid, what are you saying? How can the videos you gave me compare to the demonic flower? I'll show you. After saying that, Jia Yuan's mind was filled with the image of the demonic flower. In just a few breaths worth of time, Jia Yuan suddenly fell into an illusion. If it were not for Wu Gang, Jia Yuan's life would have been lost. Hee, Wu Gang, show me this good stuff. Bull Demon King couldn't help but say when he saw Jia Yuan's expression. Get lost. Why didn't you go up when I asked you to? If you had gone up, you would have seen everything. You wouldn't have had to embarrass me like this. After saying that, Wu Gang's gaze fell on the other arenas, and he did not say anything else. God King, isn't it a bit surprising that Mo Hua won? Dipankara said with a laugh. Guopai laughed as well. The human race and the demon race had each won one battle. Moreover, all the results were different from what everyone had expected. Everyone began to look forward to the results of the other battles. In the first arena, Shui Yunzi and Dream Demon stood on both sides of the arena. This was not the first time that Shui Yunzi had fought against a demon. Similarly, Dream Demon's strength from more than 100,000 years ago was enough for Shui Yunzi to pay attention to. Shui Yunzi, you are the ancestor of the water immortals. This time, you have stretched your hand too far. It seems that the lesson I taught you back then was not enough. Dream Demon said loudly. Dream Demon, hurry up and make your move. I know that you want to pull me into a dream when I'm not paying attention. Just do it directly. I want to see what the endless dream that Dream Demon used to trap Sun Wukong looks like. Shui Yunzi said with a smile. Dream Demon's eyes flashed with an ominous glint. In an instant, Dream Demon disappeared in front of Shui Yunzi, and Shui Yunzi appeared in a desert. As soon as Shui Yunzi appeared in the dream, Guopai appeared in front of him and said softly, Uncle Shui, I saw that you weren't sleeping when I was outside. How could you be pulled into a dream? How could you be so careless this time? Little Bad, how did you appear here? I found myself in Dream Demon's dream. But how did you get in? Shui Yunzi looked at Guopai and asked softly, I have been paying attention to the battles in the 9 arenas. I felt that there was something wrong with Uncle Shui, so I came in. Guopai said softly, Uncle Shui, are you worried that I am Dream Demon's avatar in the Meng family? I can prove that I am Guopai. I can feel your aura, but this time, I'll fight Dream Demon. You should leave first. I have a way to deal with this endless dream. Shui Yunzi said softly. Back then, even Great Sage didn't have a good way. I wonder how Uncle Shui will break this endless dream? Guopai asked softly. I am the ancestor of the water immortal. Although this is a desert, there is still water. As long as there is water, I can break this endless dream. Am I right, Dream Demon? After saying that, a soft light shot out from his hand and tightly bound Guopai. Uncle Shui, what is the meaning of this? Let me out. Something has happened in the other arenas. I want to go take a look. Guopai said with a smile. Haha, Dream Demon, do you know where your flaw is? Shui Yunzi ignored Guopai and asked with a smile. Shui Yunzi, now is not the time for jokes. Hurry up and let me go. Great Sage is in trouble. That Ming Si used a formation to trap Great Sage, Guopai said loudly. Other than being the ancestor of the water immortal, do you know what my other name is? Shui Yunzi said with a smile, not caring at all about what Guopai was saying. After Shui Yunzi finished speaking, Guopao no longer struggled. His eyes were fixed on Shui Yunzi. He refused to admit that he was a Dream Demon and waited for Shui Yunzi to continue. Other than being the ancestor of the water immortal, I also have another name. 10 epochs ago, those in the 3 realms who knew Shui Yunzi also knew my other name. They called me Divine Servant. Shui Yunzi narrowed his eyes. Little Bad, you are the God King. When you awakened the God King's bloodline, you probably didn't know that the Divine Servant was always by your side. Divine Servant? That fellow who was 100 times more powerful than the 8 God Kings by the God King's side? How is that possible? The Divine Servant had already fallen during the God King's first era. How could he still be alive? Dream Demon no longer tried to hide. He had already taken on Guopai's appearance. He shouted loudly. The God King reincarnated. I, Shui Yunzi, have also been reincarnating. Dream Demon, do you think your boundless dreamland can trap me? Shui Yunzi said with a smile. Break. Water Cloud roared. The desert in front of him disappeared, and the two reappeared in the arena. Dream Devil was trapped by water clouds' soft light. Back then, you demons trapped me for more than 100,000 years. I don't like to play with demon trapping formations. Killing demons is the most important thing. After saying that, a soft light appeared in Shui Yunzi's hand again and transformed into a long sword. The aura on the tip of the sword made Dream Demon feel a trace of death. Father, save me. The moment Shui Yunzi's long sword stabbed towards Dream Demon shouted loudly. A black smoke pulled Dream Demon out of the arena. We lost this round. I didn't expect the divine servant from back then to still be alive. God King, I underestimated you, Dipankara said softly. Uncle Shui, you hit it well. Guopai ignored Dipankara's words and looked at Shui Yunzi, who was walking towards him step by step. Chapter 696. Wellspring was a divine servant. The humans began to chatter, but most of them didn't know what a divine servant was. They were all looking at the Bull Demon King and Wu Gang, who had just returned. What we know is only a rumor. Every God King has a divine servant. Even before a God King appears, a divine servant already exists. Simply put, a divine servant serves the God King. But don't think that the word servant means a servant. A divine servant is much stronger than the 8 God Kings Guopai brought. Wu Gang smiled. So, my master is this strong? I thought he was just an ignorant old man. Nangong Lingma stuck out his tongue. Then, a loud sound came from a void and attracted everyone's attention. You and the Eastern Akalanatha Buddha walked out of the arena together. Bad guy, big brother, this monk is too strong. You used all her magic treasures and still lost. You walked over to Guopai and said with a smile, First wife, go and rest first. If you guys fight in the arena that I set up, you'll win. However, losing to the immovable Buddha is not a bad loss. If you meet the great monk in the heaven realm in the future, let Xiao Yi teach him a lesson and avenge you, Gui said with a mischievous smile. Umipa, since Lady Benefactor has admitted defeat, shouldn't you return my Vajra staff to me? The Akalanatha Buddha said loudly to you, Return it to you? Why should I return it to you? You can't even defend your magic treasure. I'm already giving you face by admitting defeat. Fataba, this is for you. See if you can use it. With that, you threw a golden staff to Fataba. Big sister, I can use it. This is mine. I'll ask the great saint to teach me a set of staff techniques. It'll definitely be useful. Fataba said excitedly. The Akalanatha Buddha wanted to say something, but Guopai waved his hand in the air. A string of prayer beads on the Akalanatha Buddha's arm fell into Guopai's hand. Someone gave this to little Meng Meng. Although you are lost, I can't give it to you, Guopai said with a smile. The Akalanatha Buddha looked at Guopai and quickly retreated behind Dipankara. Carefree Buddha, old Chio's admitted defeat. Just as the Akalanatha Buddha returned to Dipankara's side, another arena's victor was decided. Chio Daoyuan escaped from the arena with a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. Guopai threw a medicinal pill to Chio Daoyuan. Chio Daoyuan did not stand on ceremony. He put it in his mouth and stabilized his breathing. In the 5th arena, Li Shixin looked at the lustful demon with a relaxed expression. Lustful demon asked loudly, Li Shixin, my capital of desire has no flaws. How did you escape? I didn't even enter the capital of desire. How did I escape? Li Shixin said with a smile. Lustful demon, it's time for us to settle the scores from hundreds of thousands of years ago. If we can kill one of the demon's sovereign sons, it will definitely be something to be happy about. After saying that, Li Shixin stabbed the lustful demon with his sword. Everyone has desires. Even gods have desires. You didn't enter the capital of desire? I don't believe it. I don't believe that a loose cultivator like you doesn't have any desires. The lustful demon roared. Several strange stones appeared in his hand. When Li Shixin rushed towards him, he threw the stones at him. Natal origin stone. Demon capital reappears. Seal for me. The lustful demon roared. The entire arena suddenly disappeared. Originally, Everyone couldn't see the situation on the arena. Now, the entire arena had disappeared. Old Lee is in trouble. Demon capital reappears. I've never heard of the lustful demon having such strength. Qiu Daoyuan couldn't help but say when he saw the arena beside him disappear into the void. Master Qiu, is that lustful demon stronger than Master Li? Jia Yuan couldn't help but walk to Qiu Daoyuan's side and ask. In a normal battle, they should have a 50% chance of winning. However, the arena disappeared just now. It should be the lustful demon's method. Unless Old Lee still has some trump cards, it's hard to say if he can come out alive. Qiu Daoyuan said softly. Jia Yuan's face turned gloomy. Master Qiu had been with Master Li all day. He should know all of Master Li's trump cards. According to Master Qiu's words, Master Li was in big trouble this time. In fact, Li Shixin had indeed encountered some trouble. He was trapped in the lustful demon's natal origin demon capital. There were massacres everywhere in demon capital. Blood and corpses were everywhere. It was disgusting. Li Shixin looked at everything in front of him and slowly sat on the ground. Then, the scene of 3 flowers converging crown appeared in demon capital. All the people who were slaughtering looked at Li Shixin. Then, a bead appeared in Li Shixin's hand. It was a bead that even his good friend Qiu Daoyuan had never seen before. Back then, I sacrificed all my clones in the desperate situation in exchange for an unknown bead. After being trapped in the array for more than 100,000 years, I finally know the use of this bead. Li Shixin said softly, Go, Heart of Flame God. Expel all darkness and burn all the devils in the world. When the bead left Li Shixin's hand, the temperature of demon capital suddenly rose. This natal origin demon capital not only consumed the lustful demon's natal origin stone, but also the lustful demon's natal origin spirit. Under the burning of the heart of flame god, the lustful demon's original body appeared in demon capital. Li Shixin, I admit defeat. Put away the bead. I admit defeat. If you want to go out, you have to put away the bead. I will let you go. Otherwise, even if you destroy the natal origin demon capital, you won't be able to go out. The lustful demon roared. If I exchange my life for the life of a demon's son, it seems like I have profited a lot. Back then, I had massacred countless devils, but I had never killed a demon's son. At that time, I didn't even kill a demon general. Haha, if I can kill the lustful demon today, I will be happy just thinking about it. Li Shixin laughed. The heart of flame god in the air became stronger. Madman, you are a madman. The lustful demon couldn't help but roar when he saw that Li Shixin had no intention of stopping. Then, a trace of the lustful demon's soul left his original body. His nascent soul also left his original body. Then his physical body roared, Break! The entire natal origin demon capital suddenly exploded. A hole was blasted in the arena. The lustful demon's divine sense escaped from the arena and landed behind Daipamkara. Daipamkara frowned. He didn't expect that his son would lose his physical body in such a battle. However, it seemed like the lustful demon had won this battle. Divine Emperor, although you is in a sorry state, it seems like the demon race has won this battle. Your human expert died in the arena. Daipamkara said with a smile. Cough, cough. I almost killed the lustful demon. However, with only a trace of divine sense left, it is impossible for him to create the natal origin demon capital. Ha! An old man who looked like a beggar and whose face couldn't be seen clearly walked out from the hole in the ring. Little rascal, this old man should have won this match, right? Daipamkara Buddha, I am sorry, but we have won this battle. Guopai stuffed a few pills into Li Shixin's mouth and said with a smile. Chapter 697. Boom! There was another loud noise. Ao Feng walked out of the arena, looking embarrassed. He looked at Guopai helplessly. Guopai lost. Mingyu, I will remember this. So many members of the dragon tribe went missing that year. It must have something to do with you. You used the souls of the dragon tribe disciples to make the dragon slaying compass. Good, very good. Ao Feng squinted at Mingyu, who was also embarrassed. Ao Feng of the dragon tribe, you are indeed powerful. You can escape from my dragon-slaying compass. However, I will take your soul. As long as I take your soul into the compass, I can kill all the dragons in the world, Mingyu said loudly. Guopai reached out to stop Ao Feng, who was excited. Ao Feng looked at Guopai, nodded, and returned to the human tribe. Mr. God King, we have already won 4 times, Burning Lamp said with a smile. If we win one more, we will win the competition. I hope the God King will keep his promise. 9 Heaven Purgatory is not a bad place. Boom! A stick came out of the arena. Then, Ming-Su appeared in front of everyone with messy hair. Ming-Su, don't go. Grandpa's son is waiting for you in the arena. Didn't you say you would fight Grandpa's son to the death? As Sun Wukong's voice sounded, Sun Wukong walked out of the hole in the ring with a Jingu Bang in his hand. My lord, I lost. I didn't expect Sun Wukong's original body to have broken through the 12th sky. I am no match for him. Whether under the rules of the human tribe or not, I can't beat him. Ming-Su shook his head. We also won 4 times. However, the final winner is still us. Ming-Su, go and treat your wounds, Daipamkara said indifferently. Sun Wukong waved the staff in his hand and smiled at Gua Scoundrel. Then, he walked towards the human camp. Oh, I'm so sorry. 4-4. An expected yet unexpected result. Everyone's eyes fell on the last arena. Guo Biyu, the youngest son of Guo Pai, and Ming Xian, a little-known demon. Nobody could tell who would win. From day to night, there was still no movement in the last arena. Guo Pai looked at Burning Lamp. The two, who had been confident, seemed to have lost their confidence. They could not see what was happening in the 9th arena. Guo Pai tried to use his divine sense, but he could not enter. On the 9th arena, Ming Xian looked at Guo Biyu and said, Little brother, do we know each other? How can we determine the winner if we sit like this? Senior brother, it's only been a few days. Don't tell me you don't recognize me? Guo Biyu and Ming Xian have been sitting in their respective seats for a day. Guo Biyu stood up and said with a smile, I didn't expect senior apprentice brother to come here. Senior martial brother? You're Luya? Ming Xian could not stay calm. Luya knew his identity and called him senior martial brother. There was only one possibility. This little guy was his 4th junior martial brother, Luya. Haha, hundreds of thousands of years have passed. I didn't expect senior martial brother to still remember my name. We haven't seen each other for so many years. Senior martial brother, shouldn't you go easy on me this time? Guo Biyu said with a smile. Junior martial brother Luya, why don't you just be a carefree immortal? Why do you want to get involved in this mess? Ming Xian asked with a smile. If junior martial brother needs anything, tell me, or tell Niwa or Hongjun. Why do you want to get involved in this mess? I don't remember when I killed Burning Lamp's mount during the War of Gods. I didn't expect Burning Lamp to find trouble with me. You know, I'm used to being lazy, but I'm not one to suffer losses. In this life, Burning Lamp is the demon lord. Naturally, I have to get back at him, Guo Biyu said with a smile. Junior martial brother, if you lost anything back then, I'll help you get it back. Junior martial brother, please go easy on me this time, Ming Xian said with a smile. Senior martial brother, I have my reasons, but you shouldn't have gotten involved in this war. I'm afraid you've forgotten what Master said back then, Guo Biyu said loudly. Big senior martial brother wants God King to win. Why do you want to go against big senior martial brother? Junior martial brother, there are some things you don't know. Hongjun isn't as good as Samsara. Naturally, he doesn't know the wonders of Samsara. Junior martial brother, just one word. Do you want to fight or admit defeat? Ming Xian looked at Guo Biyu and asked, You know my name, right? I'm Guo Biyu. I'm Guo Pai's son. In this life, he and I are destined to be together. Naturally, I have to help him. Before Guo Biyu finished speaking, Ming Xian moved. He stabbed a long sword at Guo Biyu. Haha, senior martial brother's personality hasn't changed in hundreds of thousands of years. Today, I'll see Patriarch Hun Kuin's skill. Then, Guo Biyu's body, which was originally 1 meter tall, became 100 times bigger. Ming Xian didn't dare to be careless. His body became the same size as Guo Biyu. Junior martial brother, let me see what you're capable of. How dare you be so big? A powerful pressure fell on Guo Biyu's body. Next, 9 magic treasures appeared around him. The moment the two of them became bigger, the arena began to tremble. Now, spatial cracks had appeared on the arena. That's right, Ming Xian said as he put down the sword in his hand. Dipankara, who do you think will win? Guopai looked at Dipankara and asked. I seem to have guessed who Ming Xian is. No wonder the demon race was able to invite 3 Buddhas. Not all of them are giving Dipankara face. God King, I also know who your son is. I really didn't expect Taoist Luya to reincarnate as your son. Dipankara shook his head and said, Who do you think will win, Dipankara? Guopai asked with a smile. Taoist Luya is no match for Elder Hun Kuan, Dipankara said with a smile. Back then, Luya was ahead of Elder Hun Kuan, but in terms of true ability, he was no match for Elder Hun Kuan. God King, I'm afraid you will lose this time. Then let's see. I hope Dipankara will keep his promise. After Guopai said that, he looked at the space arena that was about to shake open. Junior Martial Brother, your skills haven't improved. How are you going to fight me? I don't want to kill you. Admit defeat, Ming Xian said with a smile. Ming Xian said with a smile. An immortal binding rope had already bound Guo Buyu tightly. The sky-turning seal, yin-yang mirror, and executioner sword were hanging above Guo Buyu's head. They could attack him at any moment. It's been hundreds of thousands of years, and you still only know these things. Never mind. Ming Xian is just an avatar of you. Even if I kill him, you won't be angry. I'm sorry, Senior Martial Brother. After Guo Buyu said that, the binding immortal rope tied to him broke into several sections. Then, he reached out and took the 3 high-quality imitation Dharma treasures above his head. This is impossible. Even your true body can't break the binding immortal rope. Luya, what Dharma treasure did you use? Ming Xian roared loudly. Ming Xian was a little nervous after losing his Dharma treasure. He originally thought that he could easily deal with his junior martial brother, but it seemed that he was wrong. Senior Martial Brother, cultivation depends on talent. Your talent is much worse than Senior Martial Brother Hongjuan's. You're slightly stronger than Senior Martial Sister, but Master left the true Great Tao with me. I'll take this avatar. As Guo Buyu said that, a huge palm appeared in the sky and grabbed Ming Xian. Then, Ming Xian's aura disappeared from the space arena. Elder Hun Kuan's avatar had died, just like that. Chapter 698. On the arena, Forefather Hun Kuan's avatar fell. In a cave abode outside the 33 heavens, an old man opened his eyes. It was Forefather Hun Kuan's true body. He didn't get angry when he sensed that his avatar had fallen. However, he was a little surprised that his junior brother would also participate in this war. After killing Ming Xian, Guo Buyu's body returned to its original appearance. He patted the dust off his body and waved his small hand. An opening appeared in the space arena. Guo Buyu jumped out of the opening. Dad, I won, Guo Buyu said with a smile. Guopai nodded and looked at Dipankara. Impossible. This is impossible. Ming Xian is Ancestor Hun Kuan's avatar. I know who you are. You are Luya. But how can you be Ancestor Hun Kuan's opponent? Dipankara roared. Monstrous battle intent radiated from his body. Dipankara, who originally looked like a Buddha, suddenly changed his appearance. Dipankara, it seems that you are not used to the identity of Ancestor Buddha. But this is better. It looks more pleasing to the eye, Lord Demon Emperor. Guopai said with a smile. However, no matter whether you are Dipankara or Lord Demon Emperor, you have lost this battle. According to the previous agreement, all the demon disciples are willing to be resealed by us. Lord Demon Emperor, you won't deny it, right? Haha, I lost. I have waited for hundreds of thousands of years and played with you in the human world for 10 years. I'll let you find your identity as the Divine King bit by bit. But this time I lost. I am Ancestor Buddha and Lord Demon Emperor. I actually lost. Ha! Lord Demon Emperor said with a laugh. His voice spread to the human camp. Many Wuxiu below the Gold Core realm were shocked to the ground by his voice. Guopai waved his hand and blocked Lord Demon Emperor's voice. He looked at the Demon Emperor and asked loudly, Lord Demon, what do you mean? What do I mean? The one who lost to you is Burning Lamp. I am the Demon King. What does your bet have to do with me? The rules of the human world, Bullsh * T rules of the human world. I want to see if I will still lose to you if I break the rules of the human world. As the Demon Lord spoke, his body rapidly expanded. Then, thunder rumbled in the sky. Guopai stared at the Demon Lord. Shui Yunzi, the Dark Knight Army, and Guobiyu all laid down a formation, ready to deal with the Demon Lord at any time. If he tries to break the rules of the human world by force, the 9 tribulations' heavenly thunder will blast him into nothing. Yuer said softly. Guopai nodded. The 6th tribulation heavenly thunder had already sounded in the sky. Guotong Yuan, who was not far away, could not help but take a step back. He was very clear about the power of the heavenly thunder. The heavenly thunder of 9 tribulations is coming. The Demon Lord has now reached the ascension stage. However, since he directly entered the ascension stage from the gold core stage, his state must be unstable. He will definitely be struck into ashes by the heavenly thunder. Wu Gang said softly. Guopai's eyes were still fixed on the Demon Lord. Rumble. The sky suddenly darkened. Thunder rumbled in the sky. Even the gold core stage experts felt a trace of extremely terrifying pressure appear in the sky. Guopai waved his hand and directly opened up 36 passages from the void to the ground. Then, nearly 100 million wuxiu left the void through the passages. The 9 tribulations' heavenly thunder had already arrived above them. Guopai also left the void with the 9 divine kings and the others. Divine King, everything is coming to an end. According to the Demon Lord's current strength, he can't withstand the 9 tribulations' heavenly thunder. You should prepare to return to the heaven realm. The victory of the war between the humans and the demons will bring you great merits. We can return to the Divine King Mansion outside the 33 heavens together, Shui Yunzi said with a smile. Guopai nodded. However, his eyes were still fixed on the Demon Lord who was already 100 feet tall in the void. The 3rd tribulation, heavenly thunder, had already landed on the Demon Lord. Then came the 6th tribulation, heavenly thunder. The Demon Lord's body was already blown apart by the 6th tribulation, heavenly thunder, but it did not stop the Demon Lord's body from continuing to grow. Rumble. The 9 tribulations' heavenly thunder fell. The moment the heavenly thunder fell, Guopai suddenly felt his body become lighter. Guopai shouted, "Not good!" The Demon Lord was not injured at all. The wounds on his body caused by the 6th tribulation, heavenly thunder, also healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. Shui Yunzi, protect my family in the human world. As for the other human disciples, save as many as you can. Divine Kings, listen to my order. Take the human disciples into the impasse. Unless a new Divine King appears, you can't leave the impasse. The army of the Dark Knight, listen to my order. Return to the heavenly court immediately and guard the Moon Palace with your lives. Don't worry about the affairs of the heavenly court, but you, Hongjun and Xiao, you should be able to protect the Moon Palace. As for the Demon Venerable, I'll find a way to deal with him. What's wrong with 4th sister? Jia Yuan asked softly. The rules of the human world have been broken by the Demon Lord. Everyone can use their full strength now. In the human world, Wu Xiu relied on pills to reach the fasting stage, but the billions of demon soldiers are at least at the crossing tribulation stage. This time we're going to lose. Yuer shook her head and said, "Girl, take these girls into the limitless palace. The Divine King has laid down an ultimate taboo outside the limitless palace. Even if the Demon Lord wants to open it, it won't be easy. As a divine servant, I have to accompany the Divine King at this time. Billions of demons, haha. This time, old Shui will kill to his heart's content." With that, Shui Yunzi flew into the void without looking back. Disciples, if you can stay in a human world for another 100 years, with little bad's pills, Master will be able to help you reach the crossing tribulation stage. Maybe you can also ascend to the heavenly realm and become immortals. However, there's nothing good about being immortals. It's better to live in the human world. In the future, you'll have to rely on yourselves. This is Master's personal magic weapon. It's enough for you to deal with the fusion stage demons. Remember, the tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. After Master leaves, find a quiet place to cultivate. I hope you can persevere until a new divine king appears. Second brother, third brother, I bet you didn't expect that among the 4 evils of Wu Castle, our most disappointing brother is the divine king. Ha! If people find out in the future, what kind of expression do you think they'll have? Li Yao said with a smile. Fourth brother is an immortal. Ha! He's really an immortal. We're brothers with an immortal. Big brother, I know what you want to say. Yutong, Jia Yuan has been a scoundrel for so many years. He owes you and your children a lot. However, he can't repay you in this life. If there's an afterlife, Jia Yuan will definitely accompany you at home, even if he's just an ordinary person. Goodbye, my love. With that, Jia Yuan and Li Yao flew into the void. Wang Sheng, what are you waiting for? Go like a man. Whether you can come back alive this time or not, you'll always be my, Li Xiaohua's, only man. Li Xiaohua walked in front of Wang Sheng and kissed him. Wang Sheng smiled and nodded. Brother Yao, Brother Yuan, this time we might not be born in the same year, month and day, but we might die in the same year, month and day. Rumble. Hundreds of millions of demon soldiers appeared in the void. Compared to the beginning of the war, the demon soldiers in front of them were more than 10 times stronger. Chapter 699. Sister Lin Shuang, is very happy to be able to be sisters with you in this life. Let's go. I'll bring you to Wuji Palace. With that, waved her hand, and an illusory door opened. Go in. It's enough for you to live for 10,000 years. Maybe we'll meet again one day. Forget it. I know what you want to do. Let's go together. In this life, we'll be Big Bad's people, and in death, we'll be Big Bad's ghosts. If Big Bad wins, we'll be waiting for him to give us a perfect wedding in the heavenly court. With that, she stepped into the air and flew towards the void. Then, all the girls followed suit. All soldiers of the Tyrannosaurus group, listen up. This is the last time the Dragon King will give you an order. We're going to face an enemy that's more than 10 times stronger than us. This time, I won't force anyone. Whether Little Bad is a human, a god, or a devil, I, Xiao Wudi, will do my best to help him. Little Bad, Xiao Wudi is coming. With that, Xiao Wudi flew towards the void. Behind him, more than 1,400 soldiers of the Tyrannosaurus group also flew towards the void. Haha, in the end, it's really the devil race that's going to fight with us this time. When the immortals fight, the common people suffer. The people of the Tyrannosaurus group aren't afraid of death, but we aren't King afraid either. We dare to fight gold core stage experts, and we still dare to deal with ascension stage experts. Brothers, if you're men, charge with me. A 531 Wuxiu roared and flew towards the void. There were 36 passages between the human world and the void. The human world's Wuxiu and the Xian beasts once again flew towards the void, greedy for life and afraid of death. This time, even Guopai didn't expect that the human world's Wuxiu and the Xian beasts actually didn't cower. All of them stood behind him. Emperor God, this time, we beasts will accompany you to the end. Haha, it's been more than 100,000 years. I've never been so excited. Yu Tian laughed. You shouldn't have come. This time, I have no confidence at all. If we lose, I'll die, and all of you will die. Guopai said softly. His voice wasn't loud, but everyone in the human race camp heard his words. Bad Master, I've been hearing people calling you Immortal Emperor recently. We don't care whether you're a human or a god. We've been in the limelight for a long time. We've enjoyed our lives. Now it's time for us to fight for our lives. Are you kidding me? Aren't they just a group of powerful demons? If one of us can't beat them, 2 of us can't beat them, but if 10 of us self-destruct together, they won't be able to resist. I, Lu Chongshan, want to form a suicide squad. Brothers who are not afraid of death, stand behind me. Because of the words of a former commander of the 531 army, more than 3 million Wuxiu soldiers had gathered behind him. Haha, I'm a godly emperor, and you're all my disciples. How could I let you go and die? Stay here, I'm going to meet the demon sovereign. Guo laughed evilly and flew towards the demon sovereign. Immortal Emperor, You didn't expect me to break the rules of the human realm. Ha! It seems that my luck is better this time. The Demon King turned back into Randang and smiled at Guopai. Demon King, so what if you broke the rules? You'll still lose this time, Guopai said emotionlessly. Immortal Emperor, you are indeed a scary person. Although I know I'm 100% sure of winning, I still feel a little uncomfortable when I hear what you just said. Today, I want to see how you can say such big words and how you can beat me, the Demon King said loudly. Guopao looked at the Demon Venerable and then at the billions of demon soldiers behind the Demon Venerable. Breaking the rules, the current strength of the demon race was indeed too strong. In his previous life, when he won against the demon race, he had the help of the heavenly court. This time, if he wanted to win against the demon race, even with the help of the heavenly court, he still wouldn't be able to defeat the current lineup of the demon race. Immortal Emperor, make your move. I'll give you 10 breaths. If you don't, I'll let my people fight with the human Wuxio behind you. Ha, the Demon King said with a laugh. 10 breaths? No need for 10 breaths. It's been more than 100,000 years. I didn't expect the Demon King to learn nothing but shamelessness. Guopai said loudly. The Demon King did not care. Since ancient times, there was only one rule in martial arts. The winner was the king, and the loser was the bandit. Shamelessness? If one could win in the end, no one would care what method one used. Guopai looked at the complacent face of the Demon King. Guopai could not help but shake his head. Then, the complacent expression disappeared. No, Immortal Emperor, this is our 18th reincarnation. How dare you use that kind of power? What are you doing? Is the result of this life so important to you? Stop. Let's talk about it. The Demon King shouted at Guopai. Behind him, the disciples of the demon race did not know what was going on. The human camp also did not know what Guopai was doing. Reincarnation. I'm the reincarnation of samsara. 18 reincarnations. This life is the most comfortable. Although I don't have a harem of 3,000 beauties, Guopai likes these wives of the human world very much. It's not scary to lose, but to lose in front of my own women, I can't afford to lose because it will make me feel embarrassed. Guopai shouted. The Demon King's expression changed. Daipankara's face turned into the Demon King again. Madman, you are a complete madman. This time I admit defeat. You can seal the entire demon race for 100,000 years, or even 150,000 years. Put away this despicable power of reincarnation. You will not be able to live if you drag the entire demon race into reincarnation. We can still be reborn if we die, but if you use the power of reincarnation, you will be consigned to eternal damnation. The power of reincarnation? Sister Yuer, what is the power of reincarnation? Little Tang, she asked softly. The Demon King's voice was very loud. I don't know what the power of reincarnation is, but no matter if you're a god or a demon, once you reach a certain level, you must enter reincarnation. Only then can you continue to cultivate. Sister entered reincarnation in the past. I have waited hundreds of thousands of years to see her again. Yuer said softly. Brother bad guy, is it very dangerous this time? Little Yi asked softly. Yuer did not hide anything this time and nodded gently. Yuan Tiangang, you are finally willing to come out. What do we do now? Is the divine king going to fall? A sloppy old man appeared in the void. Shui Yunzi squinted his eyes and asked loudly. No. The winner of this life is still the divine king. How could it become like this? No. Yuan Tiangang shook his head and said, Change. There must be a change. Someone should be coming out of reincarnation. Why hasn't the divine king's helper arrived yet? Where did I go wrong? Yuan Tiangang fell into confusion. Divine king, you are ruthless. Good, very good. I will take the demon race into reincarnation. You better pray that we all die in there. Otherwise, as long as one of the demon race survives, we will kill all your family and friends in the human world, the demon shouted loudly. Dipankar Buddha, this is not like you at all. Sir Demon King, do you still recognize this little girl? I was delayed by the Queen Mother in the sky, but it seems that I am not late this time. A woman whose appearance made both the human and demon race stunned appeared in the void. Sister, sister is here. Yuer shouted excitedly. Chapter 700. God King, it seems little E is not too late. Retract your power of reincarnation. Let's play with the demon sovereign. Chong. He smiled at Guopai and the demon sovereign. Little E, you actually crossed reincarnation before me? Guopai stared at Chong E with wide eyes. The Queen Mother broke through and sent me into reincarnation. However, my reincarnation mission in this life is very simple. Find the God King. Once I find the God King, I will be considered to have crossed reincarnation. That's why I'm here. Chong, he smiled. Impossible. How is this possible? How can your reincarnation mission be so simple? Why is it like this? The demon sovereign roared. Next, an afterimage charged toward Chong. Little E, be careful. Guopai, who had retracted his power of reincarnation, shouted. However, Chong shook her head. She merely extended her jade-like hand, and the demon sovereign was unable to take even half a step forward. It's over. It's all over. Chong, he waved her jade-like hand a few times in the air, and the billions of demon race members disappeared from the void. Next, Chong, he looked at the confused Guopai and laughed wantonly. Little E, even if you completed your reincarnation mission before me, you are still my woman. Let's go. Let's go to the 33 heavens. The matters of the human world are over. Guopai laughed. Next, the nearly 100 million humans and Wuxiu all disappeared from the void. The human world, which was originally gloomy, was once again filled with light. However, no one in the human world knew what had happened recently. Everyone who knew about the war between humans and demons was brought to the 33 heavens by Guopai. Of course, Guopai did not bring people like Kai Tianyang and the others with him. However, their memories were all stuck at the time before the war between humans and demons broke out. To them, Guopai, the greatest doctor in Huaxia, had disappeared. Morong Qian, let's go. Follow me to the fallen Immortal library. A handsome young man stopped a young girl with a ponytail and said with a smile, Guobishu, my next class is self-study. I remember you have a history class. Why are you skipping class again? The little girl pouted. Let's go. I just saw Grandpa Qian go to the banished Immortal library. If we don't listen to his story this time, I don't know when we will be able to listen to his story again. Guobishu pulled Morong Qian and ran quickly towards the oldest building of the high school affiliated to Wu Castle. Grandpa Duo, you're bragging. How could Chong be so powerful? When the two of them arrived at the library, a sloppy old man was surrounded by more than a dozen students. A young boy who was about the same age as Guobishu pouted and said, Golden Cicada, what's wrong? If you don't believe me, there's nothing I can do about it. You weren't there back then. If you saw the scene back then, you would know how powerful Fairy Chang'e is, the old man said with a smile. Jin Chan, don't interrupt. Let Grandpa Qian finish the story. Guobishu pulled Morong Qian to an empty space and sat down. Grandpa Qian began to tell the story again. Later, all the Wuxius in the human world were taken by Guopai to the outside of the 33rd heaven. How big is the 33rd heaven? It's much bigger than Earth. No, I can't describe it to you. Think about it. The Milky Way is only the Milky Way that we know of. How big do you think it is outside of the 33rd heaven? The sloppy old man took a sip of wine and said with a smile, Grandpa Qian Duo, what happened after that? Didn't you say last month that Guopai took all his female friends to the outside of the 33rd heaven? Did they have a wedding? A female student asked with a hint of expectation. Wedding? Of course, they had a wedding. Qian Duo looked into the distance and said softly, Guopai and Tang Shi, Xiao Yezi, Yu, Morong Weiwei, Sun Lingling, Little Ling Mo, Sister Luyan, Mu Piyu Mo, Sister Yaoshi, Xian Yuan Qian, Sister Mayer. They had a wedding that shocked the entire heaven realm. Qian Duo said with a smile. Grandpa Qian, how shocked was it? Was it even more shocking than the Imperial Four Young Masters wedding? A student asked softly, Imperial Four Young Masters? Imperial Four Young Masters are nothing. When the imperial four young masters got married, I didn't even give him face. When Guopai got married, the witness was Hong Jun, old ancestor. All the immortals in the heavenly court wanted to attend the wedding. The wedding was held in the bank, and there were more than 18 million tables. The heavenly court celebrated for an entire month. It was equivalent to being in the human world for more than 30 years. Qian Duo said with a smile. Find Hong Jun, old ancestor, to be the witness? Didn't you say that Guopai's wife wanted the Jade Emperor to be the witness? Why did it change? Guobishu asked softly. Jade Emperor? When Guopai returned to the heavenly court, he directly changed the Jade Emperor. Qian Duo said with narrowed eyes. Change the Jade Emperor? Didn't they say that the Jade Emperor can only be a person with the power of an emperor? How can he change it just like that? Guobishu said without giving up. Old man, you're bragging too much this time. Bragging? Is there a need to brag? What's wrong with the power of an emperor? If the divine emperor wants someone to have the power of an emperor, it's as easy as flipping his hand. Do you know who the current Jade Emperor is? He's the soldier king of Wu Castle, Liao. When Guopai returned to the heavenly court, he found a jade pendant abroad. That jade pendant is called the Emperor Pendant. When he gave it to Liao, Liao directly became the Jade Emperor of this world. Qian Duo said with a smile. Then what did Jia Yuan and Wang Xing do later? A student asked softly. And the student of Wu Castle 100 years ago, Shuedu, Jia Yuan and Wang Xing didn't become officials in the heavenly court. They followed Guopai outside the 33 skies to eat, drink, and play every day. Shuedu stayed with Wu Gang in the Moon Palace. He and the other 11 people of the human world, Wu Xiao, formed a small dark night army. In just a few days, they established themselves in the heavenly court. Qian Duo said with a smile. Tai Bai Jinxing, Heavenly King Li, Juling Shun, and the others provided Guopai with weapons and magic treasures. Guopai didn't follow Guopai outside the 33 skies. He's now true Lord Tong Yuan. Great Sage Sun's strength broke through the 16th heavenly layer. He's no longer a Buddhist. The third prince also broke through the 12th heavenly layer after returning to the heavenly court. He's now in charge of the heavenly court's army. Qian Duo said with a smile. Grandpa Qian, you speak as if it's true. You have such a good relationship with Shan Huang Guopai. Why are you still in the human world? According to what you said, you should have ascended to the heavenly layer to become an immortal. Guobishu asked with a smile. The other students nodded. Qian Duo looked into the distance and recalled what happened 100 years ago. At that time, everyone supported Guopai and flew into the void. At that time, Qian Duo was already in the fasting realm. However, before he could fly into the void, he was kicked to the ground by a Wu Xiao who was flying into the void. Then, many people stepped over him. In the end, when Qian Duo woke up, the war between humans and demons had already ended. Naturally, I've been to the heavenly court. However, how can the days in the heavenly court compare to those in the human world? Back then, the banished immortal lived a romantic life for 10 years. Although I can't be considered a banished immortal, I still lived a romantic life for 100 years. I was even more carefree than Badmaster back then. Qian Duo said with a smile. Back then, when Guopai got married in the heavenly court, he did invite Qian Duo to the heavenly court. However, after the wedding, Qian Duo returned to the human world. Bullshit. After hearing the story of the banished immortal, the students lost interest in the old man in front of them. They all walked out of the library. Qian Duo didn't explain much. He just took a sip from his wine gourd. Grandpa Qian, I believe you. My family has a banished immortal of the heavenly court. It's similar to what you said. Your name is also inside. Xianyuan Qian pulled Guobishu and didn't leave. Haha, you're a girl from the Xianyuan family, right? I know who you are. Logically speaking, you are a descendant of the divine emperor. You should be somewhat different from ordinary people. However, your bloodline power shouldn't have awakened. Qian Duo said with a smile. Grandpa Qian, how can I awaken my bloodline? Xianyuan Qian asked softly. Let's go. He's just a crazy old man who uses his wine gourd to cheat us of our wine every day, Guobishu said as he pulled Xianyuan Qian towards the exit. Cheat us of our wine? Why would I cheat you of your wine? If I want to drink, I just put the gourd there and the wine will fall from the sky, Qian Duo said as he threw the gourd to the side. Bullsh asterisk T. Guobishu wanted to say something, but before he could say anything, Guobishu and Xianyuan Qian's eyes widened. A clear stream flowed out of the void. A moment later, Qianduo's wine gourd was filled to the brim. Duo, you've been in the human world for 100 years. I'll give you 3 more years to enjoy. After 3 years, whether you want to leave the human world or not, I'll bring you to the heavenly realm. I didn't expect you two to be my descendants. Since I've met you, I can't treat you unfairly. I'll give you some opportunities. Comprehend them yourselves. After saying that, a big hand appeared in the void. Then 2 pills, 1 black and 1 white, floated in front of the two. Haha, boss, why are you so free today? After 3 years, I'll go to the heavenly realm to find you. However, look at my face. Shouldn't you change it? I can't compare to you back then, but I should at least look like me when I was young. Otherwise, how can I pick up girls? Qian Duo said with a smile. As soon as he said that, the sloppy old man in front of him suddenly changed into a face that was more elegant than any male celebrity. Then, the void returned to normal. Grandpa Qian, tell us more about the story of the banished immortal from the heavenly court. And that you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.